Now it's time for lefty lunacy, as if we haven't had enough lefty lunacy, but it keeps on coming. Now, our friends at Mumbrella were telling us that rainbow washing is the new thing. Remember when all the advertising people did greenwashing? That's when they made everything look as if all their products, which weren't, look as if they were environmentally friendly. Now all our products are being sold as being great for the LGBTI. And if you're wondering what the new thing on the rainbow flag is, the kind of triangle on the side, that's apparently the transgender symbols, because they don't have enough colours, do they, James?
Well, no, they don't. But, there is actually something to this indictment, because a lot of companies that actually engage in really sharp business practices, anti-labor, anti-union business practices, then go out and throw a big rainbow flag out for Pride Month, only in their US and Canadian and Australian,
not in the Iranian
but
branch.
not in their Saudi Arabian or wherever branches. But that's another story. But look, we see this phenomenon here in Australia. Where companies will say, oh well, we're doing all of these sorts of indigenous things and welcome to countries and stuff, while also outsourcing all of their stuff to other countries and putting Australians out of work. So there is actually something really to watch out for, that all of these very virtuous companies are actually really being very sharp with people and their employees very often, not always, but very often.
It's only us, the public, who are stupid enough to fall for it. If people went, I'm not buying those products, walk away, they would drop this rubbish, as they did with a lot of the greenwashing immediately when people saw through it.
People who care about this, people who want their brands to be virtue signalling about Pride Month or Indigenous issues or the climate, they are silly enough to fall for it.
Yep.
And I've got an example here. FIFA got themselves into a bit of strife because they tried to promote two things at once. So here they are saying Pride Month during June is a celebration for the LGBTQIA plus community. And then they go on to promote the World Cup in Qatar in 2022 in the same statement, in the same tweet. Now, of course, Qatar, homosexuality is illegal. You can be imprisoned for 3 years. In some instances, you can get the death penalty. So it is absolutely insane to be putting those two things in the one statement. But the AFL here, they've got a Pride round. Sydney Swans will play in it. Sydney Swans are very outspoken about their support of the LGBT community and politics, as the AFL is. But what's their official international airline partner? Qatar Airways, owned by the Qatari state-owned airline of a country where homosexuals are imprisoned. So I just wish people would wake up to the fact that they're being manipulated, and they're not even being manipulated in particularly clever ways. This is very easy surface level stuff. But obviously enough people are falling for it.
But also people are so terrified. They go, I mustn't ever criticise anything LGBT, what's it? I mustn't, because then I'm a this or that.
Well, there is something sort of, my friends in the United States tell me that it is almost totalitarian, the way that everybody is just complete lockstep over this stuff. Now, and these are all people who have, absolutely no ill will at all to gay people or whatever, but they just find that this is just this overweening corporate saturation. I don't know anybody who has ever actually said, hey, I was thinking about buying an Audi, but no, I'm going to buy the BMW because they did their logo up, with a rainbow for Pride Month. I just don't know anybody who actually does that.
We showed you the opposite of that last week when we had a laugh about the Audi ad where the girl in the hijab is holding up the rainbow thing.
But so it's the same thing. There is a backlash too, because I think brands for a long time have thought we can grandstand on a leftist issue and there's no damage. It's only going to be support and love from the buying public. But we've seen with Disney a backlash. We've seen with other brands like Gillette a backlash.
Well, because what they did, though, what Disney and what Gillette did, they went beyond beyond just branding and badging up, saying, we support the gay community. Gillette actively attacked its consumer base, men. Disney arguably attacked its customer base, which is families, children, and children, and made their parks actually a family-unfriendly sort of place to a lot of people. So that is the real danger in all of this. And the marketers, back before gay marriage was legal and when discrimination and prejudice was a much bigger thing, chasing what they called the pink dollar was, I think, a bigger thing because there was a niche there. But now society has moved on, but the companies are actually still stuck in this other time.
You know what? If these companies had the guts to advocate for the LGBT community in areas, in places where they actually are facing real oppression, like
sorry,
in the
that would
Middle
take
East,
some
then
bravery.
I would be absolutely buying their
course they don't.
products.
They're
100%.
hypocrites.
But
But
this
they
is
do
risk-free
not.
for them. This is
Exactly.
risk-free.